Hello everyone and welcome to the 2019 Canadian Ultimate Championships here. We are in Ivor Dent Sports Park in Edmonton, Alberta, bringing you action from the junior women's final. We have Toro out of Ontario facing off against Mofo out of Manitoba. Toro in the dark jerseys, Mofo will be wearing the white jerseys. My name is Bobby Anderson. I'm joined in the booth by Talina Huff. Talina, what are you expecting to see from this game today?
Well, first of all, we have two very strong teams. So both teams have had 6 games apiece. Toro's coming into this undefeated right now, which I'm sure is a nice little confidence booster to them. And Mofo is coming in with a single loss. And the single loss that they had was, interestingly, to Toro, and it was a very, very close match, only 2-point differential there. And so I think Mofo is going to be coming out looking to get that one back. The coach that we talked to beforehand said she told her players just think of 2 turnovers that didn't have to happen, and we would have had them. And so it's very, very windy today, as I'm sure our viewers can hear with the wind coming in through our mic. And so I think the team that's going to adjust to the wind the best will probably come out ahead, and we'll see which team ends up doing that.
Yeah, the wind mostly at our backs here, crosswind across the field, blowing slightly left to right across your screen. Definitely going to be a factor in this game, and we are underway. Knockert with the pull. That one rolling out of bounds. Disc is swung to the middle. Finds an open cutter. Risa Lachan. And that one picked off by Knockert. Knockert looks for Gillis. Gillis airing that one up. Hanging in the end zone. Toro defender in the space and gets her hand on it first.
You could see that disc changing up and down a couple feet with the gusting wind there.
Tracy Dow with the D for Toro. Disc now with Jaden Lunn. Oh, and some contact there. That one hitting the turf before. No foul called. It will be Mofo's disc. Einerson airing that one up to Gillis. Has a bit of time. Oh, but can't quite grab it in the back of the end zone.
With the wind conditions, I think we're going to see a lot of this going on for the first little bit here. Hopefully the teams will settle down and they'll connect on a few more of those throws, but it's probably a little bit of nerves coming into the finals match here. And yeah, just the really, really nasty wind.
Yeah, both teams definitely feeling some nerves coming into this final. They're amped, but also there's a lot on the line here. Gold medal championship definitely going to be playing in a bit of a factor in these first few points. Tracy Dow with the disc. Up to Montana Danis. Back to Dow. Dow looking downfield, gesturing for a reset. Swings the disc back to Risa Lachan, and that one just a little bit too low for her receiver. Einerson picks up the disc. And that one just right into the grass. Toro with a chance here, short work to the end zone. Jaden Lunn will pick up the disc for Toro. Looks like a bit of an ISO in the end zone. She's looking 2 Toro receivers, but they can't reel it in.
Almost 2 opportunities there, but I think the wind just pushed it just slightly outside of their reach.
Knockert brings the disc up for Mofo. Gillis slashing across. Knockert goes over top. Streaks upfield. Gets it back from Gillis. Swings the disc over. Einerson on the sideline. There is a call on the play. Looks like there was a foul called downfield. Corey Diamond Burchuk, great awareness to catch that. Affectionately known as Coco on the Mofo team. Disc back in the hands of Einerson. She puts that one over into space, but no receiver on the far sideline. Toro will get the disc back in the hands of Tracy Dow. Dow on that far sideline. Tough reset here into the wind. Looking for Lee Chan. Lee Chan airs that one out. Huge pressure from the Mofo defender. She brings that one in, but looks a little bit shaken up on the play.
Looks like the Mofo defender just tried to get a hand in there for the layout D, and there was some contact on the play.
That's Moro Santacono is going to be coming off the field for Toro. Hopefully just shaken up after that great grab.
Looks like she's holding her hip a little bit on the sideline, so hopefully just a little bit of contact, maybe a little bit bruised, but hopefully she'll be back out later.
Rafael Salida will come on the field for Toro. Mofo also electing to take a sub. Sarah Stays will come in for Mofo. So Rafael Salida will pick up the disc for Toro. And another great grab by Mofo. Lee Chan going down to grab that one. Airs it out to Toro receivers, and it's brought in by Rafael Salida.
You can see the Toro players rushing the field. Getting that first point must be a huge weight off their chest. It's always nice to be the first one to score on a high-intensity match like this one, and we'll see if they can carry that energy into their next point here.
Yeah, we'll get a first look at our Toro D-line. We talked to Coach Crystal Dos Santos before the game, and they're really going to want to try and force Mofo to throw those throws into the wind. They know that Mofo likes to huck, that they use the deep space very well, so also could potentially be playing a zone with two players back in the deep space, make it a little more challenging for them to complete those hucks, and really just putting pressure on those downfield cutters.
And that's a great strategy. I mean, that's what you want to see. Once you see a team really likes to do something, you know, what you want to do is you want to make them not able to do that thing, make them get outside of their comfort zone, make them do something that maybe they're not as fluid in doing. And sometimes you can get some really good turnovers on those things and go up a few.
Yeah, as we mentioned, Toro undefeated in this tournament so far. They beat out Wicked West in their semifinal to make it to this game. And we do have a rematch of our final from last year, so this team definitely hungry for some redemption. Knockert airs that one out into space, but the Toro defender gets there first. Montana Danis reading that one perfectly.
Man,
swings it over to Rachel Cook.
Danis put
that
on the turbos
floating.
for that.
And Wong able to get it, goes immediately to Knockert, and that will be a hold for Mofo. Great heads-up play there by Carol Jean Wong, immediately throwing the goal to Cassidy Knockert. We are told that Knockert willingly shaved her head at a fusion tournament a few weeks ago, and then promptly 2 days later dyed it the bright blonde you see that it is now.
Yeah, Knockert being a name that we've said a lot this week, just watching their team. Definitely one of the more accomplished handlers on their line. Definitely not afraid to put up those bombs, and so I'm sure we'll see a lot more of those really deep throws from Knockert. Another fun fact, Knockert and Gillis, maybe one of the other names you've heard us say quite a few times if you've been listening into our commentary during the week. They're both going to University of British Columbia next year, so this will be presumably their last year here on the Mofo team, and they'll move on to, I guess, university level play.
Definitely great pickups for UBC. I'm sure we'll see them on the college circuit as well, making a name for themselves. So we will have Mofo back on D here. Nicole Gobert with the pull for Mofo. Tracy Dow swings to the middle. Jaden Lunn over to Lee Chan. Lee Chan finds Danis in the middle, flips it back to Dow. Back to Lee Chan. Motioning for her cutters to come closer. Dow streaking up the line, gets it back. Gesturing for her cutters to get into the stack. And will put this one up the line, and Lee Chan reels that one in. Risa Lee Chan with the great bid for the goal for Toro.
She got fully horizontal on that one. What a great grab and great hands by her. Both hands on it, full slide. That is a textbook layout right there. And so, yeah, talking with Toro before this, we were asking, how they were feeling a little bit about the game. And they said that they were nervous, but not as nervous for their semifinals match. So as you mentioned on the last point there, they played Wicked for the semifinals before this. And Wicked was who they lost to in regionals. And so they were really nervous coming in off of a loss to a team. And so they considered that really good to beat their rival that they'd previously lost to regionals. And you can see that they're maybe settling down a little bit in that nervousness and clearly coming out strong here.
Yeah, definitely a confidence boost there for a team being able to put away a team that previously beat you. If you are just joining us, we are here at Ivor Dent Sports Park in Edmonton, Alberta, bringing you action from the Junior Women Division Final, presented by one of our great sponsors, VC Ultimate. VC, longtime sponsor of this event. We are always very thankful to have them around, and it has been a pleasure being here on this VC showcase field.
Yeah, as you can see, this field's really nice, really green, perfect for those big layouts like we just saw.
Jaden Lund with the pull for Toro. Rolling pull there, Knockert does their best to slow it down, but we will have an offside called. So that one will come back and be a re-pull.
Yeah, always nice to have observers here to watch for those little things. So big shout out and big thank you to the observers that we have on the field right now and all the volunteers that have made this possible throughout the tournament.
Yeah, you'll see we have a full squad of observers out there today, all four corners being covered. Our observers for the day, Sandra Hansen, Nathan Magnus, Stephanie Wood, Tiago Laurie, we're very thankful to have you here. As Mofo centering the disc here.
Toro putting on a bit of a zone for a bit there. Looks like they've switched back to person.
Yaluega airs that one out and sailing just out of bounds. Knockert can't bring that one back in. We've seen a lot of discs so far trailing out that far sideline. That is where the wind is blowing, so we're going to see moving in that direction. Very tricky to keep the disc in the field. Toro with a chance for a break here, but that one floating over the head. Mofo with a chance back. Immediately airs up, has Knockart in the end zone. Great read, but just sailing over her head, not able to bring it in.
I think we're going to see a lot of those turnovers continue to happen with this wind. It's just going to keep pushing it a little bit out of the receivers. When we were talking with the coaches earlier, the Toro coach was saying the team that can play the wind is probably the team that's going to come out ahead. And it seems like that's becoming more and more true as the game goes on.
Jaden Lund with the disc for Toro. Looks for the reset. And she's ruled out.
Good attempt on the toe drag there.
Rachel Cook trying to keep her feet in, but she gives the disc back to Mofo. Goes for the hammer over top. And it's brought in. Taya Neeson, one-handed grab off the hammer throw. Excellent read there by Taya Neeson.
Great hands there.
That brings the score tied at 2. If you're just joining us, Toro is wearing the dark shirts, Mofo in the white. A couple other shout outs to Discraft. They have been the official disc partner of Ultimate Canada for several years. Lots of their discs will be awarded as prizes throughout this event for Spirit, MVPs, and of course used as official game discs throughout the week, so we are thankful for to have them on board as well.
Yeah, some of those Spirit discs are really cool looking too, all blacked out with the shiny rainbow on the front.
Mofo back on defense here. talking to Carmen Lee before the game, they have a lot of confidence in their D. They are a very athletic team, and they know that they are very capable of getting those turnovers. The problem they've had converting their breaks is once they do get the turnover, they're getting just a little bit too excited, especially once they get closer down to the end zone. So really working to clean that up, be patient in those end zones, and convert some breaks. Gobert with the pull. Tracy Dow picks up the disc for Toro. Puts one over into space. Nice shot up the line to Lee Chan. Lee Chan looking, go back to Dow. Jaden Lund cutting across, goes over to Tiffany Zhang. Zhang goes back to Dow, right into the end zone, and that is a clean hold for Toro.
Yeah, that throw by Dow there was a little bit snappy, but perfectly placed. I mean, great job to do that. It looks like she just did it as soon as she got it. It was out of her hand and into the end zone.
Yeah, great timing on that cut by Monica Wang. Saw the swing across the field and immediately breaks free from her defender and gets the goal for Toro.
Yeah, Toro expecting to have a lot of turnover in their talent right now. And so they said the vets have been doing a great job of leading some of the less experienced players and keeping nice and calm on the field, keeping their cool, playing well under pressure and not letting it get to you too much. And so unfortunately some of their veterans will be moving on next year, but hopefully that'll give some of the younger players a chance to rise to the occasion and become those vets themselves.
Yeah, definitely great experience playing in this final game for all of these players. On the Mofo side, they do have quite a few youngsters. This is their first time on the team. They graduated quite a few players last year. So they're pretty excited to be able to rebuild and make another appearance in this final game. Toro, Brianna Prentice with the pull on a quick drop, giving Toro short field to work with here. Tracy Dow jogs up to the disc. Toro immediately setting up in their end zone. Puts one over and right into the end zone for Rafael Salida, her second goal of the game.
Man, they just basically mirrored what they did on the other end zone just a couple seconds ago there. Quick dump to a handler, the handler taking a fraction of a second to set, and then a quick toss into Salida.
Yeah, so maybe some of those nerves that we were seeing on Mofo there, just unforced drop, gives Toro the short field to work with for the break, making the score 4-2 for Toro.
Toro's goal with her second, Rafael Salida, with the assist from number 28.
So we'll see what Toro comes down with on the defensive end. They did mention they are going to want to try force Mofo to throw into this wind. It is a pretty heavy crosswind right now. I'm sure you can hear it whipping into our microphones. Definitely not making it easy for the players on the field.
And we've seen them throw that zone earlier on one of the points, and we'll see if they stick with that strategy again.
Pull from Toro goes up. That one's going to hang. Knocker goes to pick up the disc.
It looks like there's a call on the field and they're talking about it.
I think the Toro players think that the disc maybe bounced off of her leg before it hit the ground. And that is going to be a turnover from Mofo, being ruled that it did bounce off her leg before she picked up that disc. So another short field here for Toro to work with. Dow immediately picking up the disc. Goes over to Brianna Prentice. Back up to Dow. That one's floating. Tons of Mofo players in the area. And Knocker getting her hand on that one. No doubt wanting to get that one back.
Yeah, great hop by Knocker. Ooh,
huge
almost a poach
pressure there. Wong does well to bring that one in. Looking upfield now. Great cut under. I believe that's Turner with the disc. Puts that one up, but 3 Toro defensive players in the area. Tracy Dow with the disc. Up to Rachel Cook.
Looks like a down call, perhaps.
Did seem like the stall was getting pretty high there.
Nope, it's in. But a quick
And
down.
Knockert immediately getting that one back. Puts it up into space. Caitlin Cho can't quite get there.
Looks like maybe an injury with Knockart on that follow through, maybe. Number 18 still hunched over, looking like she's not feeling too good right now.
And that's Morrow Santacono. We just getting in the way of Knockert's follow through there.
Yeah, we saw her take a injury earlier too, so not her day.
They'll give her some time to bounce back up. Quick shout out to Cliff Bar. It's the official nutrition partner for CUC 2019. They are providing bars for the player packs this week, and we appreciate them keeping us fed during our hangry ultimate moments.
Those seem to happen more often than I want.
Very handy to have a Cliff Bar always in your bag.
I swear their protein Cliff Bars are like the best protein bars ever. Hands down my favorite. Buy them from Costco all the time.
So she's going to be helped off the field.
Toro coaching staff coming out to help her off.
Montana Dan is coming in for Toro. So disc down in the hands of Tracy Dow. Toro will have to walk this one all the way up for the goal.
They've shown that they can consistently move it in the wind though, so.
Toro stacked quite deep here. Lee Chan rolling to bring that one in. Goes back to Dow. Dow with great hands there. She flips that one up to Rachel Cook. Cook across the field, gets it back. Looks for Dow. That one just out of the hands and swatted down by Mofo Taya Neeson.
Neeson's had a couple good defensive plays this game so far.
Stays with the disc now. And she's going to put that one up. Caitlin Cho has some time to run onto it, but just out of the reach. Stays high stall count situation there. Hucking the disc down the field for position.
Yeah, this is a play that Mofo likes to consistently run a lot, like a quick transition to a huck. Cho being one of the receivers that we've seen connect quite a few times, but the wind's going to make it tough today.
Rachel Cook with the disc. Oh, and that one just slips out of her hand right into the grass. Mofo with a chance to run their end zone here. Stays, picks up the disc. Not a lot of options. She's going to put that one up. Gillis in the area, and she brings it in.
But holds her face. Oh no. It looks like there might have been some contact on the defense on that, but good job for holding on to it.
Megan Gillis taking a little bit of contact, but able to keep her hands on the disc, and that will be a score for Mofo, making it 4-3 Toro.
Yeah, this is another one of those unfortunate aspects of a high wind game is a lot of the discs are going to float a lot longer than you maybe want them to. It's going to give defense time to come underneath it. And unfortunately, when you have people, especially these wonderful young athletic women, going up for those, there's going to be contact sometimes. And so hopefully nothing too serious, and it will stay incidental and minor, but we'll see as the game progresses.
We're also very fortunate to have a great medical staff on site here. They've been working hard all week, making sure these juniors are being taken care of for.
Both teams taking a timeout, maybe just to cool things down a little bit, get your head on. We saw a couple little technical mistakes by Mofo here earlier in the game, like a dropped pole, and then they had another drop on the other end zone here, giving Toro those really, really short fields to convert the points on. And so coaching staff hopefully coming in, selling them down a little bit. Coach Carmen, of course, saying that they're nervous and they just need to treat it like a chess match, play their game, keep their heads on, and try not to force things.
Yeah, we have seen in the games that we've done with Mofo so far, they definitely like to use their deep game. They have a lot of great receivers and throwers, so they might have to move a little bit away from that in this game due to the wind. But as we said, they do have a lot of great throwers, so definitely able to adapt. Maybe just taking a second here, regroup a little bit, and get a break back.
So yeah, score is 3-4. Anything can still happen. It's going to be these micro adjustments that both teams make that's going to really determine the outcome.
Can see lots of the adults starting to roll in for the adult division. That's starting tomorrow. It will run Thursday to Sunday here at Ivor Dent Sports Park. We have a beer garden set up. There's also quite a crowd over on the bleachers there. So we also want to thank Quick-Sit Mobile Bleachers. Always nice to have a place to watch these juniors battle it out. So we thank them for that. The energy definitely building as more people roll into this facility. So it'll be Mofo on D. High floaty pull. That one will sail out of bounds. It'll be Jaden Lunn bringing the disc to the middle for Toro.
Toro setting a side stack.
ISO play to Lee Chan. She gets the disc under. Looking back for Lunn. Lunn putting that one up. Oh, and it's just tipped out of her hands. Katrina Freeling gets her hand on that disc. A player that's been so versatile for this Mofo squad all throughout the week. She's been handling, cutting, playing O, playing D, and we see her get a D there. But Tracy Dow getting it back for Toro. She puts that one over to Lunn. Lunn up to Montana Danis. Up to a streaking Dow. Oh, and a huge grab off the deflection. Tracy Dow saving that disc for Toro. Swings it back over to Lunn. Lunn looking into the end zone. Goes back to Dow and immediately cuts up the line. Dow swings the disc back into the middle for Tiffany Zhang. Zhang into the end zone. Not quite in. Monica Wang with the disc. She puts that one up. Oh, and a great read there. I believe that was Lisbeth Hildebrand with the D for Mofo.
No grab on that second bobble.
Hildebrand in the middle. Fakes deep. Goes back under. Lauren Waldman. Waldman resets. Up the sideline to Einerson. Looks for a reset, doesn't have one. Floats one up into space. And that one's sailing to the far sideline.
Yeah, it looked like she didn't have a lot of options there and just decided to go for that float to space and hope somebody could run onto it. But once again, that wind making things tough.
Lunn will pick up the disc for Toro. Tracy Dow immediately taking off. She swings that one across, but that is going to get pushed down into the grass. Mofo 10 yards from their end zone. Einerson with the disc. Pops one over to McFadden. McFadden, the youngest member of this Mofo squad, Airs that one up into space. Tons of people in the area, and Toro will bat it away.
Looks like number 13 Montana Danis got a piece of that.
Lund up the sideline. Tiffany Zhang with the disc. She goes to the middle, just out of the reach of Rachel Cook. Einerson with the disc.
Mofo with two defenders
has a streaking
back.
Abdul. But the Toro player, Monica Wang, gets there first. Lund with the disc. Looking for Dow. And she puts one up. Has a receiver, but Einerson is there with the D. There will be a foul called on the play. Monica Wang feeling like Einerson maybe held her hand there as they went up for that disc.
Players, of course, welcome to talk out the call on the field amongst themselves, but if they feel they can't resolve it and they need a third opinion, welcome to bring the observers in to make a final ruling.
Looks like it'll be a contested foul, so this disc will come back to the thrower. Observers doing a great job keeping those discussions to time limit. And this disc will be back in the hands of Jaden Lund. I think there was a violation called there. Tiffany Zhang just getting a little bit excited, trying to start her cut before the disc was tapped in. Puts it up again.
Looks like another call.
I believe it was a stall down called there. Anna Grieser feeling that she said 10 before Lund let go of the disc.
We know Lund was probably at a higher stall count because that first put that she put down the field that was ruled back to her was already kind of a high stall count punt, so she probably didn't have a lot of time to decide on that throw. And we'll see if it ends up being a down on the end zone there or not.
Looks like it will be a stall down contested. Disc will be tapped in at 8. Lund up the middle. Oh, huge grab there. Tiffany Zhang going up and pulling that one down. Goes to Tracy Dow. Back to Lund. Lund and Dow going 1 and 2 here. Lund looking for a reset. Throws it up to Rachel Cook. Cook into the end zone. And it's tipped by Mofo, but brought in.
Yeah, good patience by Toro there, just working it up the open side. It's not easy on that side, especially with the wind pushing things out, and so great patience, and then that throw to the break side at the end there really allowed them to get a nice point there.
Yeah, so I think kind of the game we were expecting to see here in these first few points. Players still kind of getting used to the wind. Quite a few turnovers, high stall count, punts into the end zone. That one, the Mofo players getting a hand on it, but good awareness by the Toro receiver to see that disc coming. Catches it for the Toro goal, making it 5-3 Toro.
And we'll continue to see things like that. And so, yeah, having your head on a swivel is huge when wind is a factor. And Toro is doing an excellent job of adjusting their cuts. You can really see the athleticism. Sometimes it feels like if I made that cut, I'd probably break my ankles. But these juniors are doing an excellent job of adjusting their runs and great hands and everything.
So young and agile. Looks like Mofo is going to take a time out here. A little bit of a regroup. Definitely not out of this game. Is currently 5-3 Toro. Lots of time left in this game.
Yeah, so one interesting point about Mofo that I was asked by somebody to clarify is Mofo stands for Masters of Flying Objects. not necessarily the naughty phrase that everybody tends to think of when that name comes up. So for our people listening in, it is Masters of Flying Objects.
Also want to give another quick shout out. We have a lot of great things happening in this park right now. Lots of food trucks, lots of tents happening. There's beer gardens, we have bleachers. It's really a great venue, and it couldn't have happened without partners like Edmonton Events, which is a partnership between the City of Edmonton and Edmonton Tourism, as well as the Government of Alberta. So those groups working together to make events like this truly great. As we said, there's been tons of amenities that have been making this environment really fun all week for the junior players, and they will definitely continue to do that as the adults roll in for the adult division, which will be happening Thursday to Sunday. We will have coverage for you from the Open Women's as well as Masters divisions all throughout the week, so definitely stay tuned. Tons of action still to come here from Ivor Dent Sports Park. But right now it is Toro and Mofo taking on each other in this gold medal match of the junior women's division.
Nice grab by Stoppages there.
Swings it over to Knockert. Looking for a reset. Floats one over the top. Cho with the disc. Bit of a poachy D from Toro here. Something that Mofo was definitely working on beating throughout this tournament. Disc up to Taya Neeson. Back to Stays. Stays to Alex Yaluega. Yaluega is going to air that one out into space. Two Mofo receivers, but that one just trailing over the shoulder. Tough read on that OI when it's coming over your shoulder.
Yeah, it looked like Mofo thought maybe it was going to go a little bit straighter, but then the wind slowed down the rotation on that disc and it just dipped a little bit over her shoulder instead.
So Toro back with the disc. Lots of pressure on those downfield cutters. Finds Tiffany Zhang. Zhang already had a few of those heads-up plays, making great grabs downfield for Toro. Disc now with Grace Smith. Puts that one up the sideline. Lee Chan over to Brianna Prentice. Prentice looking for cuts out of the stack. Can't find one. Oh, and stays with a huge hand block. And she's going to put this one up right away. But that one just a little too spicy.
Yeah, great block by Stays there. We know this Mofo team is an athletic team that has crazy good defense. We've seen them force defensive turnovers again and again throughout this tournament, and it seems like they're doing an excellent job of doing that, but because of the wind, they just can't get those deep looks and get the transition points.
Lunn with the disc for Toro. She's going to float that one into the stack, and Knockert batting that disc away. Looking downfield, huge fake. Puts that one into space. Taya Neeson up to Wong. And she floats that one over the stack for Knockert. Oh, and just in and out of her hands. Great look there by Wong over top of the stack. Knockert has had tons of time to read that one, but just in and out of the hands, maybe felt the pressure of that Toro defender.
Yeah, sometimes you hear the footsteps coming up and it panics you a little and then you just bobble it. Maybe the case for Knockert there.
Sophia Penner up to Lee Chan. Lee Chan looking middle. Monica Wang with the disc. Up to Rafael Salida. That one over the head of Lee Chan. Stays again immediately, putting it up to Knockert. Knockert this time makes sure she has it for the goal. great put by Stays. Lots of time for Knockout to run onto that one, and she reels it in for the Mofo goal.
I was like, yeah, what a tough throw. You could see the wind taking it a little bit, but Knocker at that time had her head on straight and read that perfectly.
So that brings us to 5-4, Toro over Mofo. If you're just joining us, Toro is in the dark jerseys, Mofo in the white. We've had lots of back and forth points so far. High turnover points. These players trying to figure out the wind, kind of getting their feet under them in the start of this game. Lots of nerves. It is the gold medal match, so both teams really gunning for that. We have a rematch of our last year final. Mofo last year getting their first championship in program history. They graduated quite a few players after last year, having a bit of a rebuilding year and a pretty good one, I would say, to make it back into this gold medal match.
Definitely. And yeah, for everybody listening at home, I mean, like, this is the finals game, so these teams have both played quite a few games each already, about 6 apiece. And so you start coming into these finals games and you're exhausted, right? And so all that athletic training that you do throughout the year, this is when it really pays off, is when you're dead tired. It's a finals game and it's really close.
Yeah, Coach Carmen Lee mentioned a little bit the aspect of fatigue and what that can do to the throws, especially those longer throws. Really spoke to her team about using their legs on all of their throws, making sure they're pivoting and lunging and throwing with their legs when they're tired. Lund with the disc for Toro. Lee Chan up the sideline. Zhang with the disc. Looking for a reset. Floats one up to Lee Chan. She grabs that one out of the air. Up to Dow. Dow has a streaking receiver, but it's ripped out of the air. Looks like there is a call on the throw. Einerson maybe getting a hand on Dow as she threw that one. Dow over to Sophia Penner. Oh, sorry, Jessica Gao. Jessica Gao throws that one into traffic. Katrina Freeling showing her versatility on D with the disc now. Looking for options, swings over to Knockert. Knockert looking for some options out of the stack. Over to Gillis. Gillis lays out, grabs it, huge hammer fake. Around over to Katrina Freeling, but that one again just sailing towards that far sideline. Lund picks up the disc to Dow. Dow looking into her stack, not a lot of options. Goes over to Lund. There'll be a down called.
Yeah, you can see some of that fatigue going out. Not a lot of people cutting on that point there for Toro. Maybe a late tournament phenomena where you hope somebody else cuts so that you don't have to. And then, yeah, a late stall count throw, and I think it just came in a little bit low, but it looks like it's a contested down, and it's going to go back to thrower.
I think there was actually a foul called as well on the down. So it looks like it will remain in the hands of Dow.
Yeah, once again, observers doing a great job of stepping in and helping to resolve these contentious situations.
I'm not sure what the discussion is with Lund there, but...
Oh, it's going back to Lund.
So disc will stay in the hands of Jaden Lund. Taps it in immediately, looking upfield. Lee Chan, that one's floating, and she grabs it over top of the Mofo player, puts one up.
It's gonna come
Megan
back
Gillis
short.
tracking it, and a huge bid, but Megan Gillis gets her hand on it.
Great defense by Gillis there.
Knockert picks up the disc, fakes, huge backhand, tries to throw it deep. And there is a call on the field.
Once again, just a wind effect. You see a lot more stoppages of play usually in really high wind games.
I think Mofo maybe had an injury there. Yalowega coming into the game. So it will be Toro disc. Lund picking it up for Toro. Up to Lee Chan. Lee Chan goes around. Jessica Gao with the disc. Back to Monica Wang. Back to Dow. Over to Lee Chan. And she takes a shot at it but can't get her hand on that one. Einerson airing it up. Blady throw over the top. And a great grab there. Yalowega bringing that one-handed grab in. Another low shot, but saved by Jillian Bannister.
And we have another stoppage of play.
Again, turning into one of these marathon points. Looks like there was a stall down called. I believe it's going to be contested and will stay with Yalowega. Both teams putting a lot of pressure, both on the handlers and the downfield cutters, forcing these high stall count situations. Surveying her options, puts it back upfield to Yalowega. Yalowega into space. McFadden has that one. McFadden's gonna put that one up. Knockart in the end zone. And she brings it in for the Mofo goal.
Yeah, nice throw by Sam McFadden there. So as we mentioned earlier, Sam McFadden being the youngest player currently on Mofo right now. She also coincidentally has her brother Nick McFadden that plays for the Open Mofo team. And it's also his birthday today, so.
No doubt, I'm sure, cheering on his sister right now as she throws the goal for the Mofo break, tying it up at 5s.
With Cassie Knockart's third goal, assisted by number 19, Samantha McFadden. 5-all.
There's been lots of exciting action all throughout the week here, and it has been captured by Alti Photos, Jeff Bell Photos. Thanks for capturing all the action this week. Nathan Kolakovic also here, despite having an emergency root canal earlier in the week. He's still out here taking photos, so we appreciate, despite the emergency surgery, he's still out here capturing all the awesome moments that these juniors are creating for us.
Wow, emergency root canal. That can't be a fun emergency to have.
No, I don't think so, but he's a trooper, so we thank him for that.
Both teams just taking a minute to collect themselves again here with a brief timeout. Score is currently at 5-5, so good place to take a timeout when you're tied with the other team. See if you can come out ahead before we maybe move to halftime here, which should be coming up soonish.
Yeah, a bit of a longer half. We are already just over 45 minutes into this game, so wise time out there. Likely fatigue setting into. These have been very long points, and we have also seen quite a bit of the same players for each team out there, so both teams definitely playing their vets. not getting a ton of rest throughout this game, but I'm sure if they bring home the gold medal, it will be well worth it.
Certainly.
So Mofo will be back on D. We've seen great defensive pressure from this Mofo team all week long. Definitely not afraid to use their legs, taking away the undercuts, and then when those big throws are going up, they have shown they are great at contesting that deep space, so they are not worried about their D line getting the turnovers. It's just converting them after that. So we'll see if they can go on a run here. Of course, Toro's O-line not going to make it easy for them. Lots of veterans out there. We're definitely seeing the emergence of Lee Chan, Lun, Dow, all very experienced players. They've played together for a while. I believe they are 3 of the ones that will be graduating this year. So definitely wanting to go out with a bang. Lun with the disc, over to Dow. Up to Lee Chan. And she immediately puts that one up, and Caitlin Cho looks just at the right moment and gets her hand on that one.
Yeah, way to stay with her. Just staying with the receiver there allowed Cho to just be in the right place at the right time for that D.
Mofo back with the disc.
Nice grab.
Huge grab there. Coco Diamond Burchak with the grab. And that one.
What was that, 3 or 4 bobbles there?
3 or 4 people batted that one away. Toro definitely not giving up on that disc. Down now with it. That one is aired out to space. Monica Wang doing her best to bring that one in. Looks like she's a little bit shaken up on the play.
Yeah, it's hard to see since we're on the far sideline there, but it almost looked like she put her arm down to break her fall a little bit, and so hopefully it's not anything serious.
Yeah, we've seen all throughout this week these junior players definitely not afraid to put their bodies on the line. They are playing their hearts out here.
Well, if there ever was a time to put your body on the line, it's certainly for the gold medal CUC game, so.
Hopefully she's doing okay over there.
Yeah, coaching staff running over. Hopefully we'll be taking care of her, making sure everything's all right. As you can see on the field, a lot of the players taking a knee or taking a seat out of respect for the injured player.
Looks like she's going to get up on her own accord, so that's good. Just maybe shaken up. Those layouts can definitely knock the wind out of you, so hopefully she's doing okay. Take a little breather and get back in this game. Stays will pick up the disc for Mofo. Immediately puts that one up. Cho in the area. But Tiffany Zhang all over that one. Dow floating one into the end zone. Stays there with pressure, but it's reeled in by Lun. Dow to Lun in the end zone for the Toro hold.
Nice grab by Lun there.
Yeah, as we mentioned, 2 of the Toro vets, Tracy Dow, Jaden Lun, both really showing what makes this Toro team so great. Tons of confidence and experience with those 2 handlers.
And just tons of grit in going to the disc. Like, we're seeing them constantly get in there, constantly go up for really contested discs, and quite often come away with them.
Yeah, and great awareness by Jaden Lund there too. She saw that Stays was playing her underneath, so as she would normally go back into the handler space, instead elects to go into the end zone, and Dow floated one up for her perfectly. So that will make it 6-5 for Toro. This Toro defense has done a great job putting pressure on the Mofo handlers, kind of using that slough defense, having a poach hang out in the open lane, creating some problems for Mofo in the downfield space. Stays to Knockart.
Toro throwing a little bit of a zone there.
Stays with the disc in the middle. Back over to Knockart. Knockart looking downfield. Doesn't have an option. High stall count. Puts that one over and just in and out of the hands of Stays. Wind grabbing onto that one a little bit and pushing it away from Stays. Lee Chan with the disc. Over to Lund. Lund back over to Lee Chan. Back to Lund. Great cut out of the stack. Tons of space. Back to Lund. Cook over to Dow. Dow back to Cook. And there will be a pick called from the stack. These Toro handlers really working it between themselves. Moving the disc, trying to give the cutters downfield an opportunity. Back to Lund. Lund over to Lee Chan. Lee Chan to Cook. Cook shoots one up the middle. Knockart almost getting there, but Dow getting her hands on it first. Over the sideline to Lee Chan. Looking for Cook. Toro about 5 yards away from their end zone now. Flips one up to Lee Chan. Just on the line. Tons of pressure on the mark from Yalawega. And she hammers it over the stack. And Cho with tons of pressure, but it's reeled in.
I thought for sure Mofo got a hand on it, but she just held on to that firmly and got the point.
I believe that was Rafael Salida that caught that one. Her third goal of the game. And that will bring it to 7-5 Toro.
Yeah, it seemed like it was getting a little bit high in the stall count down in that corner there for the handler, and a last-ditch hammer is not the option that you want to necessarily put up, but sometimes your receivers come away with it, and that's always nice. It's much better than a hammer turnover.
3 goals for her.
Yeah, great patience all the way up the field by those Toro handlers. You saw them move it between themselves very well. And the cutters getting involved when they had those opportunities. A few great cuts by Cook there.
But as you said, it's the patience from the handlers that are allowing those great cuts to happen. Because, you know, often your first or 1 or 2 cuts out of the stack are not doing what you want them to do, especially with really, really tough D like Mofo has been putting on all day. And so that patience from the handlers is really, really opening up those opportunities and giving that cutters the time to get open and read off their handlers well.
Yeah, vertical offense, definitely more handler driven than the horizontal. Really effective vertical offense uses the handler movement to kind of change the angles of attack for the downfield cutters. A cut out of the back of the stack is pretty predictable for most defenses, so great job by the Toro handlers to work that one up the field. Looks like Mofo is taking a timeout here. Again, just regrouping. Score is just at 7-5, but as we said, we've had quite a few marathon points. We're almost an hour into this game. I believe soft cap is in force at 1 hour and 45 minutes.
You can hear the Toro team out there singing, maybe trying to refocus their energy through a upbeat song. Can't quite hear what they're singing, but
yeah, definitely a team that loves to sing. We've heard them. Their kind of pump-up cheer has been basically just singing to each other all week. So nice move on the timeout, refocusing, keeping each other pumped up, keeping the energy up. One of the hardest things to do is keep your lead on a team and really put them away. So we'll see if the Toro squad can keep their energy up and if Mofo can regroup and bring this game back within 1 point. If you are just joining us, we are here on the VC Showcase field, bringing you action from the Junior Women's Championship game. We have Toro in the dark shirts, taking on Mofo in the white shirts. Currently 7-5 for Toro. As we have Stays picking up the disc for Mofo. So Toro looks like they're setting up in this zone that we saw them play a few points ago, putting pressure on these Mofo handlers. Stays over to Wong. Wong will go over the top, but Lee Chan is there to pick that one off. Lee Chan with the disc for Toro, with a chance to break into half. Brianna Prentice airing that one into the end zone, and Tiffany Zhang with a huge one-handed grab, and the goal for Toro. That will make it 8-5 Toro, breaking to take half. We will take a quick break in the booth here and be right back to give you more action from the 2019 Canadian Ultimate Championships Junior Women's Division Final.
Toro break. Top on number 5, Tiffany Zhang. Assisted by Brianna Prentice. 8-5 Toro halftime.
Welcome back to the 2019 Canadian Ultimate Championships. We are here at Ivor Dent Sports Park in Edmonton, Alberta, bringing you action from the junior women's final. We have Mofo taking on Toro. Toro from Ontario in the dark shirts, Mofo in the white shirts from Manitoba. We just had half. It is currently 8-5 for Toro. I'm joined by Talina Huff. Talina, you want to walk us through what happened in that first half of play?
We've had a very windy first half of play. And so what I'm seeing a lot of is a lot of turnovers, a lot of really athletic plays by both teams to pick those floating discs out of the air. And so, as you said, score is currently favoring Toro. And one thing I've noticed a lot is Toro's been doing an excellent job of just taking away those deeps. So when we talked to the coaching staff before, they said that they know Mofo really likes those deeps, and they've been putting a couple defenders deep on the Mofo receivers, and it's clearly been working well for them.
Yeah, great move by the Toro coaching staff. Toro coached by Vicky Shimoda and Crystal Dos Santos. Lots of experience between the two of those players. As we rejoin the action, Mofo moves the disc quickly up the field. Megan Gillis, huge backhand fake over to Wong. Wong looking upfield. Lots of pressure from Toro. Gillis bringing that one in and will put it up immediately. Knockart in the end zone, runs onto it easily for the Mofo goal.
Man, Knockart's been really all over the field today. She's been getting points, she's been getting Ds, she's been throwing up big throws. Just really impressive to see her performance on the field.
Yeah, definitely a very versatile veteran player for Mofo. I've seen her do lots of the handling for the squad, but then also going for that handler strike, having tons of faith in the people behind her, and we see she's already scored a couple goals by doing that. A great play by Cassidy Knockart.
And of course, Knockart being a veteran will, if you haven't listened to the stream from earlier, be moving on to University of British Columbia next year. And so I am looking forward to seeing a lot of continued university and club play from her and see how she develops, because she's a very talented player even right now.
Definitely lots of talent coming out of this Manitoba program. Mofo, a long-standing junior program, always a force to be reckoned with at these CUCs. Always great to see the division expand here as well. Very exciting to have the junior play develop throughout the country. Definitely makes you excited for the future of the sport.
Without a doubt. You can hear the Mofo sideline hyping up their D-line here.
Stays with the pull for Mofo. Dow with the disc. Pressure from Gillis. But it's brought in and immediately put up to Zhang. So many great grabs by Zhang already. Zhang on the end zone line. Looking, and she'll put one up to Lund, but just out of her hands.
Yeah, I don't think that's the throw she wanted. It came in a little low.
Bit of a high stall count situation. Will give the disc back to Mofo. Stays with it now, over the top to Knockart. Knockart looking at Gillis. We'll flip that one up to Yaluega. There is a call on the field. Looks like there is a pick called by Tracy Dow.
They're going to talk about probably if that affected her ability to play fair defense on that catch.
So it looks like she's agreeing. She wouldn't have had a play on the disc, but definitely would have been a lot closer to Yaluega. So she'll get to catch up. Yaluega will keep the disc. She'll center it to Gillis. Gillis putting that one up immediately for Knockart. Lots of bodies in the area, and that one is knocked away. Cho a little shaken up on the play, being helped out by that Toro defender. Not sure if she thinks there was a foul on the play or not.
Good spirit high five there.
So it will be Toro's disc. Lund picking it up in the middle of the field. Not a lot of options coming out of that stack. Puts that one up to Zhang. Zhang trying to get it around Knockert. Looking back for Lund. Great cut by Lund. She goes up the sideline to Montana Danis. Back to Dow. Dow looking for Lund. Nice inside shot to Lund. And she will flip that one into the end zone to Tiffany Zhang. Zhang, such a force downfield, already having tons of great grabs, making a name for herself and adding another goal.
Yeah, and it all started with that nice little inside out throw that was an easy continuation all the way down the line there. So once again, Toro just showing that patience that we've seen consistently in the first half here, and it's really paying off for them.
Yeah, lots of great cuts by these veteran Toro handlers. We've seen some great cuts up line, so a nice inside shot there from Jaden Lund. Her and Dow working so well together, always seem to know where the other one's going. Great chemistry from those two handlers.
For sure. Lund made some great adjustments, making sure she's getting open for those resets. And yeah, I've just been really, really impressed with her cuts all game.
So we have Toro back on D. Brianna Prentice set to pull for Toro. Mofo squad not out of this game. They have already shown that their defense can be very crippling throughout the week. Definitely know how to get those turnovers. But right now they are on O, looking to put it all the way down the field. That is a great pull by Prentice, but just sailing out of bounds. Einerson will bring the disc to the middle for Mofo. Einerson again facing this zone from Toro. Over to Hildebrand. That one low shot. Can't be saved. Lund flips it up to Zhang. Zhang over to Lee Chan. Lee Chan putting that one. Huge bid from Mofo. Can't reel it in. Brianna Prentice on the goal line. Nice movement by Toro in the end zone. Lee Chan with it now. Puts that one over and just sailing out of bounds. We've seen that far sideline be very tricky to score over there. The wind just pushing everything out of bounds. Mofo with a chance to get this one back. Einerson brings the disc up. Facing tons of pressure from this Toro zone. Swings it to the middle. Mofo being pushed back in their own end zone. Einerson shoots one over, but that one is too far. Toro now with the chance to open up a four-point lead on this Mofo team. Lund will pick up the disc. Over to Cook, to Lee Chan. And it is ruled a goal. That is a break for Toro, and they will go up 10-6 over Mofo.
Yeah, if you're Toro, that's what you want to have right now is a nice, comfortable 4-goal lead going into the second half. Gives you a little bit of buffer space for comfort there. Helps calm you down so that you can play the game that you want to play. I'm sure Mofo is feeling the pressure right now, and hopefully they can come back firing and keep this a little bit more interesting. You see their coach Carmen going out to maybe give them a little pep talk, help settle them.
Yeah, we've definitely seen a lot of confidence from these Toro handlers. That's kind of their veteran line. When we were talking to Crystal Dos Santos before, she said that they were a little bit nervous, but as they came out into this game and got used to the wind, they really haven't seemed that nervous at all. Very solid movement from these handlers. Tons of great grabs. Tiffany Zhang really making a name for herself in the end zone. Very dominant cutter downfield. Always helps that handler squad out to have a cutter like her back there. Mofo set to receive the pull. Brianna Prentice with the pull for Toro. Knockart will center to Stays. Over to Wong. Wong again facing this zone. Flips that one over to Knockart. Knockart back to Stays. That one just popping up out of her hand. Wong trying to save it, but she's ruled out by the observer.
Yeah, we're just seeing those dump passes to the open side there, or the break side, just getting lifted by the wind and sailing a little bit over the handlers' heads.
Yeah, exactly what the Toro squad wanted to do to this Mofo handler bunch. They wanted to force them to throw into the wind. We've seen that strategy pay off as this one into the end zone, but Megan Gillis batting that one away for Mofo. Stays will bring up the disc for Mofo. Puts it over the top to Knockart. Those two so comfortable with each other. Never afraid to just pop it over to each other. That one up to Yaluega. Yaluega faking. Centers back to Knockart. Knockart back to Stays. Stays big backhand fake over to Knockart. Knockart looking, she'll put that one back over to Stays. Another huge backhand fake from Stays. Not a lot of movement from these Mofo cutters, but there we see Caitlin Cho getting involved. Nice cut into space, and she'll float that one up to Knockart. Up to Megan Gillis in the middle. Gillis faking. Looking for Cho. She'll find her, but just slipped out of her hand. Cho can't save that one. Gives the disc back to Toro.
Toro calmly walking up to it, giving their offense a little bit of time to stack.
Yeah, time very much on the side of this Toro team. Currently up 4 points. We are about just under half an hour away from soft cap here, so they are definitely going to take all the time that they can. That one up to Monica Wang. Wang goes up the line to Lee Chan. She's immediately going to put a shot into the end zone. That one just over the top of Tiffany Zhang.
Once again, Zhang just being open.
I thought she was going to have another great grab there. We've seen her do it all day. That one just a little bit out of her reach. And Stays will bring the disc up for Mofo. Swings it over to Knockart. That one, high blade. Stays, reels it in. So much trust between those two. Stays looking. Dump back to Wang. Over the top to Knockart. Over to Stays. Looking at Wong. Then over the top, nice shot over to Yaluega.
Great find.
Stays streaking up line. Yaluega hits her, and she puts that one into the end zone for Caitlin Cho. And a great look by Stays. Two unbelievable shots over the top.
Caitlin Cho doing a little victory dance there in the end zone. Yeah, so what we saw a lot of on that point was a very calm and a very, very practiced zone by Toro there. And you could see that Knockert and Stays were constantly having to reset it to each other for 4 or 5 points in a row down there on their own end zone line. So first of all, great job to Stays and Knockert for staying calm and waiting for those right shots instead of trying to force something through. But also an amazing zone from Toro, just keeping that calm, good communication. You could see them talking to each other on the field there and letting them know when somebody was coming in for coverage, and really impressive.
Yeah, great work by the other Mofo players as well. Carol Jean Wong, Yalowega, Caitlin Cho, all getting involved when they need to, really opening up those lanes for the handlers. And they see just perfect put into the end zone for Cho. That will bring the score to 10-7. Toro leads over Mofo. So now we will have to see some defensive intensity from this Mofo team. See if they can rattle this pretty much unrattleable handler squad from Toro. They have been confident all day long. Mofo going to have to pull something out of their toolbox. Lund to Dow. Dow airing that one out. Has a receiver, great put, finds Monica Wang. Wang on her sideline, tons of pressure, up to Dow. Dow looking into the end zone, and that one just a little bit too much speed, sails past Tiffany Zhang. So Mofo with a chance now for a break to get back within 2 in this game. Disc in the hands of Stays. She puts that one up. And Taya Neeson not able to get underneath it. Lee Chan will pick up the disc for Toro. Over to Lund. Dow coming out of the stack. Lund puts that one up to Cook. Cook looking into the end zone. Looking for a reset. Finds Lund. Lund looking for Cook. Puts that one up, and it's a Blady throw. And just a little bit too low for Rachel Cook. Great pass up to Wong. Wong has had some great throws all throughout this week. Up to Yalowega. Yalowega looking for a reset, puts that one up. Didn't have a receiver. A high stall count situation, stuck on that sideline. Very difficult throw to reset back towards this sideline. The wind pretty much going straight across the field, making it very difficult throw towards this sideline.
Looks like maybe a call going on the field. Everybody's kind of paused here.
I think maybe an injury for Knockert. She's going to take a substitution. McFadden will come on the field for Mofo. And it will be Toro's disc. Tracy Dow picking it up. Dow looking, not a lot of options, but finds Lee Chan. Good awareness there by Lee Chan, keeping her feet in bounds on that grab. She's looking now. Has Lund on the reset. Goes around to Cook. Cook up to Dennis. Dow tries to reel that one in, but she can't. And immediately taking off is Taya Neeson. It's put up to her in space. Taya Neeson, huge cut off the D. And that is a goal for Mofo.
You could see Tracy Dow, number 2 there on Toro, maybe a little frustrated with that point. It looked like she kind of maybe gave up a little bit on it, thinking it was going out, and then Neeson just was able to get there and reel that one in.
Yeah, great awareness and speed there by Taya Neeson. She reels in the break for Mofo, and they are back within 2. We are at 10-8 Toro. About 20 minutes away from soft cap. So Mofo definitely with some life here still. They still have some time to get back into this game. Need a couple more breaks to even up with this Toro squad, but we've already seen how great their defense can be. They're definitely settling into this wind a little more than the first half. Seem much more confident with their throws. And as we see, they like that deep game. That shot just on the money. And Taya Neeson bringing in the break for Mofo.
Yeah, for you people watching at home, the wind has died down maybe slightly. I mean, there's still quite a strong cross breeze going across the field, but I think it's died down enough that we might see a few more successful of those deep shots by Mofo here.
Yeah, definitely the game that they like to play. So the wind dying down might favor them a little bit, but this Toro squad really just has to hold to play this game out. So I'm sure we will see lots of Lee Chan, Dow, and Lun on the field. Really the veterans and leaders of this squad, and have been showing us all day long why. Doing a great job of consistently resetting that disc and moving it up the field. Mofo here needing to put some pressure on them, force the turnovers like that last point, and then as Coach Carmen Lee said before, just really relaxing once they do get those turnovers, being nice and calm in their end zone and converting breaks. If you're just tuning in, we are here with action from Canadian Ultimate Championships in Edmonton, Alberta. We are at the Ivor Dent Sports Park on the VC Showcase Field. This junior women division final is presented by VC Ultimate, longtime sponsor of this event. Also shout out to Discraft, the official disc partner of Ultimate Canada, always providing us with great discs to play with. And we are underway again. Lun with the disc, up to Zhang. Energy definitely building on this sideline as this game goes on. Zhang over the top, gets it to Monica Wang. Wang up to Cook. I think there's a pick called.
Yeah, you can see the Mofo open team over here cheering on their female counterpart on the sideline.
Cook puts that one up to Zhang. Lun immediately streaking deep. Zhang looks it off. Now needs a reset. Finds it in Cook. Cook going around to Lee Chan. Nice movement. And Tracy Dow can't reel it in, but Monica Wang there with the backup, and that is a hold for Toro.
Man, threaded the needle through several players there on both teams. Yeah, great grab. So there was one fun fact that Toro wanted me to make sure to mention. So I commentated their game earlier in the week, and apparently they had this fun game where if there was a layout D on the first pass, then Tracy buys dinner, and Tracy Dow, number 2, buys dinner. And so apparently Monica Wang got that layout D and is able to collect on the dinner last night, I think.
Oh, that's a good deal. So we are at 11-8 here, Toro over Mofo. There are about 17 minutes until the soft cap. A little bit of time left for this Mofo team to get back in this. Brianna Prentice with the pull for Toro. She's had some great pulls all day. A couple that have pinned Mofo down in their own end zone, giving this Toro zone a really good chance to set up. She airs another one out there. Stays will pick up the disc. Immediately over to Knockert. Knockart over to Wong. Carol Jean Wong with the disc. Back over to Knockart. Knockart looking up the middle of the field. Pops one up to Wong. Wong looking for Cho. Instead elects to go back over to Knockart. Knockart over top. Yelawega with a great grab. She's had a few of those one-handed high catches. Cho with the disc now up to Stays, and she puts that one into the end zone. Megan Gillis and Knockart both in the area, and Megan Gillis will reel it in for the Mofo goal.
Yeah, great movement by Mofo there. That all started with Knockart just having confidence that if she put it to that break side of the field, one of her Mofo receivers would come down with it, and of course Yelawega was elevated, climbed the ladder there, got that nice one-handed grab, and that opened up the full break side there to get that point.
Yeah, very creative movement from the Mofo handlers, and Yelawega doing a great job bringing that one in. Definitely not an easy catch, that kind of blady, floaty throw over the top. She does a great job reeling that one in. She is also a multi-sport athlete. She apparently has an ice hockey scholarship to go to Nova Scotia next year, so already a very talented athlete on the ice and bringing her skill out to the ultimate field. Really giving her team a chance here to get back in this game.
Coach is giving some last few words of encouragement there. Observers doing a good job of keeping the game on time.
Yeah, always great to have the observers keeping us on time. Very easy to let those discussions run a little bit longer than the allotted 90 seconds, but thankful to have the observers keeping us moving, and it will be Stays with the pull for Mofo. Great pull by Stays. Lund will collect, centers to Dow. Dow looking upfield. Toro going away from their vertical stack here a bit. Dow just makes that look so easy up the sideline. Up to Danis. Danis back to Dow. But pressure there, and she can't bring that one in. Katrina Freeling putting the pressure on Dow. And it'll be Stays, and she'll unleash a huge bomb. Caitlin Cho in the area, but that one sailing just over the head of Caitlin Cho. Looks like there will be a call on the play. Observer Stephanie Wood signaling to all of the players downfield. Stays felt like she was fouled on the release of that throw.
Observer signaling contact.
So it'll be a foul contest. Disc will remain with Stays. Stays shoots one under to Gagnon. Back to Stays. Huge backhand fake by Stays. There is another call. I think it was a travel called.
Yeah, you could see that Stays definitely wanted to throw that one deep, but then wisely holstered, maybe hearing the call on the field and holding up a little there.
Looks like the call was retracted by the Toro player, so disc will stay in the hands of Sarah Stays, and she will put that one up to Cho again. And again, that OI edge just trailing away over the shoulder of Caitlin Cho.
Yeah, we've seen Stays and Cho have a really good connection throughout a few of their games so far, and as soon as that disc gets into Stays' hands, you just see Cho going deep.
Yeah, definitely a connection we've seen lots of. The wind just getting a little bit of Sarah Stowe's backhand. Huge fake there up to Tiffany Zhang. She goes over the top to Dow. Dow putting it in, has a wide open receiver, and she brings it in. Number 13, Montana Danis for Toro.
Montana Danis had nobody on her. She was all alone in there.
Yeah, great cut and awareness. And that will take us to 12-9 Toro.
So yeah, another slightly fun fact about Toro while they're taking a time out to have a chat here. Usually they have 2 inflatable alligators on the sideline. You can maybe not see them on the stream there, but we can see the deflated alligators on the sideline. So apparently they bring these 2 inflatable alligators, which they've named Henry the First and Henry the Second, and that's kind of like their little team mascot on the side there.
Was there a particular purpose for the alligator, or they just...
I'm not sure. I mean, they're
really
called
like
Toro, and they
alligators?
have bowls on their pants. I mean, you think they would get inflatable bowls, but maybe those are a little harder to find.
Yeah. Electing that alligators are just fine, too.
I mean, yeah, they are. Let's be honest here.
So Toro set to pull. Mofo definitely not wanting to waste any time in this game. We are just under 10 minutes away from soft cap. Once we hit soft cap, 2 points will be added to the highest score, and that is what the game will be played to. Stays with the disc. Nice grab on the sideline. Jordan Turner back to Stays. Over to Wong. Back up to Stays. To Turner. Turner facing again this zone. Stays looking upfield. Will try to swing over to Wong, but Rafael Salida getting her hand on that one. Tiffany Zhang picking up the disc for Toro. Now in the hands of Joran Lyle. Lyle over to Dow. Dow looking into the end zone. Not a lot of movement from the stack. Will now find Prentice. Prentice into the end zone. And it's brought in for the goal. Rafael Salida, her 4th goal of the game. Started that one out. Double happiness. Huge D in that cup. And then brings in the goal for Toro. That will make it 13-9 for Toro.
Yeah, Rafael Salida definitely making a name for herself during this game. That's 4 big goals. She's had some really amazing defensive plays as well. She must be on cloud 9 right now.
Yeah. Very great showing for her. So with that goal, we will have a game 2-15.
Number 80, Brianna Prentice. Prentice's second assist and Salida's 4th goal. 13-9 Toro.
Lots of energy from this Toro squad right now. I think they're feeling that they might be pulling away with this one. Not a lot of time left on the clock.
Yeah, you can see the Mofo sideline is quieted a little bit.
Yeah, definitely some energy out of half. But Toro just with some great grabs and movement from their offensive line. You can see how effective that Toro zone has been on these Mofo handlers. They've definitely done a great job moving it around, having some really creative throws to open it up, but putting tons of pressure on the handlers. And then Rafael Salida just getting her hand on that one. Great read on that disc, making it very hard on those Mofo handlers. I'm sure we'll see more of that Toro zone as they run down the field here. Knockart will pick up the disc, over to Stays. Looks at Wong, back over to Knockart. Knockart looking for Stays. High stall count. She's going to put that one over, tries to find Yaluega, but Lund in the area. Lee Chan with the disc now. Puts that one up to Salida. Salida back to Lee Chan. Low grab, but she keeps her hands on that one.
Looks like she might have turned her ankle a little bit on that grab there. Might be thinking about taking an injury sub. Doesn't look like she wants to, though. I'm not sure. Is there a call on the field? I didn't see any contact there, but...
I'm not sure if Caitlin Cho thought it might be down. It was a pretty low grab, so could be the potential for that, but it looks like it's going to stay with Lee Chan. Oh, and zippy throw there, just a little bit too much for Lund. Gillis wants to put that one up to Cho immediately, but Lee Chan gets there first. Pulls that one back in for Toro. Over to Prentice. Salida with another great grab. Prentice with the disc. Looking downfield. Will put it up for Wang. She keeps her feet in bounds. On the sideline now. Swing it back to Lund. Lots of pressure from Mofo. But Lee Chan bringing that one in. Will go back to Lund. Lund looking across field. Gillis cuts it off. Oh, and Cho getting her hand on that one, immediately taking off. Gillis putting it back to Stays. I think there's a call here. Disc is tapped back in the hands of Stays. Maybe see a little bit of fatigue from these Mofo cutters here, but Knockert goes deep. Oh, and just can't bring that one in. Great cut. Nice put out into space there.
Yeah, Knockert maybe just having a miscue on that one from the loud steps behind, and another great D.
Carol Jean Wong running through, getting the D and disc back for Mofo. Stays with it. And she puts that one over top for Cho. Cho looking into the end zone. Looks for a reset, is gonna put it up. And it's Taya Neeson with the goal. So some signs of life from this Mofo squad. Carol Jean Wong with the great run through D, saving that one for Mofo. And then Taya Neeson with another goal.
Yeah, it seems like Mofo is doing a bit better job of keeping their calm there and was able to do some really, really nice movement up the field there for that point. I'm sure that point felt good to get. They're within 3 now of Toro again. This game is by no means over.
Yeah, definitely some energy from Mofo. This Toro line will be back on O. Seen a lot of the same names out there. This has been quite a fast-paced game, lots of pressure from both sides, so definitely see some signs of fatigue creeping in to some of these points. A few rush throws, but overall I'm pretty impressed with how many points lots of these players have played and are still running and getting run through Ds, making great grabs. Definitely a lot of stamina here from both sides.
Yeah, this is that moment where you appreciate all the shuttle sprints that you hated throughout the year.
Yeah, no doubt. So Mofo coming down on D. That pull sailing just out of bounds. Tracy Dow will pick it up. Takes the disc into the center of the field for Toro. Toro moving into a horizontal offense. Monica Wang now with the disc. Puts that one up, but just over the head of her receiver. So Mofo with a chance for a break here. That one up to Einerson. And Tracy Dow back with it. Looking into the end zone. She'll throw the hammer over top. But Mofo players in the area. Gets a hand on that hammer. Immediately streaking deep. That was Lauren Waldman with the D for Mofo. Mofo a little caught on the sideline. Over to Einerson, nice grab there. Einerson looking deep. We know she likes to throw those big hucks. She shoots one into the middle for Waldman.
Nice grab by Waldman.
Waldman back to Einerson. Einerson faking. Puts that one up into space, and it will be caught. Nice awareness. Bannister with the disc. Swings it over to the sideline.
A little bit of a chaotic field right now.
Yeah. Into the middle for Waldman. Oh, Tracy Dow with a huge layout D.
Right on the end zone line.
Right to Cook. Cook is going to put this one up. But little bit of a miscue. Montana Danis stopped her cut early. So Mofo back with the disc. Oh, and just a little bit of a fumble there. Toro with short work here.
Stoppage of play with a call on the field. Oh, tapped in.
Tracy Dow taking a breath for Toro. I think they can sense they could really put this game away here. Lunn with the disc. Does the give and go with Dow, but that one just out of the reach of Lunn. Lunn a bit slow to get up there. She will stay in the game. And that one put up immediately. It's tipped by the Toro defender.
It looks like that tip was all it needed to just go a little bit further than the receiver wanted it to.
Just a little too far for Jordan Turner. So Lee Chan with the disc.
Calling a timeout.
Wisely taking a timeout.
That was a little bit of a marathon point there.
Definitely turning it into a marathon point. Tons of hucks, layout Ds. We have seen it all on this point. I'm sure the players definitely need a sip of water.
Yeah, man. Tracy Dow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That layout D by this end zone was unbelievable. Saving the point for Toro. There was a Mofo receiver wide open in the end zone, and she just went completely horizontal and got in front of that disc. Unbelievable plays all day long from Tracy Dow.
Yeah, amazing performance. Great throws, great Ds, great field awareness. Definitely a force to be reckoned with.
I'm sure we will be seeing her in the adult divisions in the years to come for sure. The adult division will be taking place all week long, Thursday to Sunday.
We will have live streams of the events, or if you are in Edmonton, you can come down to Ivor Dent Park and view some of the games in person yourself.
So it will be Lee Chan picking up the disc for Toro. Toro currently leading 13-10 over this Mofo squad. Toro taking their time to set up their offense. Running a split stack. Great put into space there for Zhang. Zhang looking for Dow. Puts it up for Lee Chan. Huge bid. Lee Chan getting horizontal and bringing that one in for Toro. Looking into the end zone. Flips it back to Zhang. Zhang goes to Lunn. Lots of space for Zhang to work with, but Lunn goes back. She's going to put it up for Dow, and Tracy Dow brings that one in for Toro.
Weren't we just talking about Tracy Dow and how great her grabs were?
And that will make it 14-10 Toro.
Man, just great athleticism by Dow there.
Yeah, both Lee Chan and Dow being huge layout grabs to bring that point in for Toro. Unbelievable athleticism that we've seen from both these teams all day. But Toro, just huge bids, both on offense and defense, really saving that disc. And very impressive all day long, not afraid to put their bodies on the line. And that's perhaps been what the difference in this game has been.
Number 16, Dave Glenn. Soft count is now on. The game will be played out to 15. There's no hard count. The score 14-10. Toro.
So I'm not sure if you can hear it over the stream, but we do have an on-field announcer just letting the crowd know that soft cap has gone. However, it went when Toro was already at 13, so the game will be played out to 15, and there is no hard cap in this final. So we will be playing the game to 15. Toro with an opportunity here to break for the gold. Mofo going to do everything they can to bring this game back. It is certainly not over. As we just said, there's no hard cap, so if they can get 5 straight points, then they can take home a gold.
It's not unheard of. We've had a couple really big upsets during this tournament already.
We definitely have. Lots of energy here from the Toro sideline. The open team cheering on their respective squad. Knockert picks up the disc, over to Stays, up to Wong. Quick movement here by the Mofo handlers. Floats that one over to Knockert. Back over to Stays. Stays looking. Puts that one over to Knockert. Knockert looking downfield. Back to Stays. Fakes over to Wong. Airs that one up. Yaluega, as we've seen her do all day, brings that one in. Yaluega into the end zone, but again, Tracy Dow is there with the layout. And now Toro with a chance to walk it down to the end zone and bring home the gold. Back to Dow, over to Zhang. Has a cutter deep. Comes back under. Over to Cook. Brings that one up, but there is a pick called. Disc in the hands of Salida. This one will come back. Stays saying she was prevented from making a play on that disc. So it'll stay in the hands of Cook.
Sounds like it's coming at stall 3.
Nice around shot there to Dennis. She has Zhang deep. Yaluega gets there first, though, saving the game for Mofo. Great play by Yaluega, but there's going to be a foul called on the play. Looks like Yaluega saying she does think that she got there first before the contact.
If it's contested, then it will just go back to thrower, and they'll have another chance. Must be a tense moment for Mofo right here.
Tiffany Zhang thinking that there was some contact on her hand when she went up. So it looks like they went to the observer for a ruling. He did rule that there was a foul, so Tiffany Zhang will bring this disc back to the end zone line, and Toro with a chance to close this game out. Cook immediately streaking into the end zone. And Lund with the grab. Observers motion, it is a goal, and Toro will win 15-10 over Mofo. They are your 2019 Junior Women Division champions. Toro out of Toronto, Ontario, beating out Mofo from Manitoba 15-10. All day long, seeing the efforts of Tracy Dow, Lee Chan, Rafael Salida, Jaden Lund, the game-winning goal. I mean, all of these players, excellent play all throughout the game. Tiffany Zhang, too, with tons of goals. How you feeling, Talina?
Man, what a clash of two titanically talented teams. We saw brilliant things from both sides. It was an incredibly hard-fought battle, and neither of these teams should feel bad about their performance today. It was honestly an incredible game to watch.
Yeah, great play by both sides. Mofo giving it their all. The zone from Toro maybe just a little bit too much for them to handle. The wind at the beginning of the game creating a lot of problems for them. It was really great to see them adjust throughout the game. I think they really settled in as the game went on, but Toro just getting that earlier lead on them and then able to really just stay confident in their game plan. Their handlers worked it up. Great bids by them all throughout the game, and they're able to close it out and be your 2019 champions. So exciting play. Thank you so much for joining us. We will be back Thursday to Sunday with action from your adult division. From everyone here at Ultimate Canada, Ivor Dent Sports Park, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Bobby Anderson. I've been joined here by Talina Huff. We will see you all the rest of the week, and have a great night.